What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 5-pack. So it comes with a lot of cool figures. We're in this pack. We've got Vertigo, Pretty Boy, Stryfe, Random, and Zero. So a bunch of random characters. I've only ever heard of Stryfe before or seen him. All the others are pretty new to me, but they all look really cool, and I really like the designs of them. Pretty cool artwork here on the box. Looks like a front of like a comic cover and everything. Even has the design up top there. So it just looks really cool for the X-Men 5-pack. And if we spin it around like on the side, we can see all 5 characters, so it's got a breakdown of all 5 of our characters and then a breakdown of each character with their accessories there on the back. And again, love the paneling design of each of the characters with their names in yellow and stuff. Just looks really cool. I really like the packaging design for this. So overall, a pretty cool box set with 5 cool figures. So hopefully they turn out really cool, and we'll of course go through their backstories and everything for that. But just a really cool box set. But I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Vertigo, which was a Savage Land native, and she was transformed into a mutant through advanced genetic engineering, where she resembled a human woman with sonic powers, and from then she ended up joining Mr. Sinister's Marauder team of mutant assassins. So she looks cool here. I love the designs with colors and stuff, but she has powers of psionic equilibrium distortion, which causes nausea, disorientation, and hallucinations to her victims. So that's why she has the name Vertigo, but she looks pretty cool, like I said. So it looks pretty awesome. Has a pretty much standard female body, and it's the older body, so we have single elbow joints and pins in the knees, so nothing crazy there, but it overall looks cool with the pretty much all white spandex body, but has these green swirls on it that look pretty cool. I love the color, nice bright green that they chose for it. Looks really cool going all the way down to the feet. And then we've got her face, which looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good standard female face. I like the green lipstick, and then her bright green hair to match the green on her shirt, and nice detail and design to that hair there as well. So she looks pretty cool overall. So it's not going to be a well-known character to add to your shelf, but with the colors and stuff, she's going to stand out quite a bit. But we'll do her movements so her head can twist around, probably be able to twist around better this way. I can get all the way around, and then she can look down that far. If you get the joint, at least you can get it down that far, and then probably going to be just about straight on because of her hair, that far. Then the shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that can bend to 90 with the rotation, and the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches, so we have one right under her chest, so crunch forward, crunch back. With these, you get barely any crunching, just a little back and forth, and can twist around. Then we get the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, and then the foot that can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty decent movements, but as I said, she has the older Marvel Legend female body, so with the single elbow joint stuff, so not the best there, but everything else about her is fine. She's moved just well enough. And for accessories, all we really get with her, since she has her hands open, I guess, for powers, is that we get a set of fist hands as well. So don't really need them, but at least she does come with something extra there. But like I said, with just her hands like this, I guess we could have her using her powers. I don't really know what she does to like cause people to feel the effects of her stuff, but I guess, just kind of target someone or something like that and starts feeling the effects of Vertigo. So pretty cool to have her and to add to our X-Men collection, filling out more of those random off characters and stuff, but not a necessary one, but at least she looks really cool. And next up, we've got Pretty Boy, which was a human cyborg from Australia that joined up with Donald Pierce's Reavers, which is a military organization made of cybernetically enhanced villains. And he has the powers of superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, telescopic lens, and mind control through a fiber optic filament that goes into his victim's brain. So that's pretty crazy, but overall looks pretty good. Looks like the Reavers. So we have some humanish, like some normal looking stuff, and then the cyborg body. So he's pretty much got this all cyborg body with just the head remaining. And overall, he looks decent. Like for being called Pretty Boy, I think, he had good looks, but his face reminds me a lot of like John Malkovich or something, just like the face design. So not overall the best there, but he has nice hair design, nice black hair there, all parted in, looks like it'd be straight out like the late 80s, 90s and stuff. And overall just looks relatively decent, so it's fine for what it is, having the human part of the cyborg. And then we have the all robotic body, so nice robotic arms, the midsection, I like how thin it is there in the midsection, and the long limbs. And as I said, he's got telescopic lens, but we obviously don't get anything to show that, but it looks pretty cool with the roboticness all running through in cyborgness. So looks pretty cool, as you can see that running all throughout the body. But we'll do his movement so his head can twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far, so not the best movements for him there in the head. Then we get the shoulder that can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, with the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches, so it's right under here, so he can crunch back and forth. Not the best, but it does crunch back and forth a little, and can can twist a little side to side. I don't know if the joint's just really stiff up in there, but it does twist a little side to side. But then we get a twist all the way around, I guess more at the waist. Then hips can come up to 90, and out to the side he can do the splits. We have a thigh twist that can twist all the way around, a double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So a lot of his joints are really stiff, so it's hard to get a lot of the movements in it, but overall he has better movements than I expect, especially for a robot or cyborg body. But accessory wise, he comes with some additional hands, so we get some grip hands with trigger fingers on them since he comes with just fist hands there. So let's switch these out. So there he's got the trigger hands, and with that we can give him the guns that he comes with. So he comes with 2 guns and they have effects. So we have a smoke effect and a bullet effect there in the nice green see-through colors, and then we have another one. So we have 2 sets of those, and then we have the 2 guns that look relatively the same. They have like silencers on the front. This one at least has like a little scope or something up top and an extended magazine. So let's go and put these in his hand. So there's Pretty Boy with each of the guns there. So that looks pretty cool for him. And of course with this we can add him to the rest of our Reavers. So there's the rest of our Reavers group. So really cool to add another character with Pretty Boy here to him. And just really awesome to continue building out this Reaver group. Now I wish we just get a Donald Pierce that actually fit better with the group instead of the Hellfire Club design. But really cool to add Pretty Boy now with our Reaver group. And next up we have Stryfe, which is a clone of Nathan Summers, also known as Cable, and he's of course the son of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. And he was a baby. Nathan was infected with the techno-organic virus by Apocalypse and taken to the future for advanced medical technology to try and save him. But when it seemed all hope was lost of saving him, a clone was made just in case, and Apocalypse arrived and stole that clone and took him and raised him as his own to be a body for his replacement. Whenever Apocalypse's current body died, he could transfer himself into this body, and being with Apocalypse he was raised to be arrogant and cruel. Now with Stryfe he pretty much has all the same powers similar to Cable with telepathic and telekinesis powers, but he also has genetic augmentation with superhuman strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, and then he wears this armor to protect from physical injury. So overall he looks really cool. I love the look and design of this. The figure is pretty decent. It's not the best. It's pretty much the same figure we had before, and of course show you that comparison. Just the new one has the pinless joints, so pinless knees and elbows. So everything else about those going to be pretty much exactly the same, just some minor color changes and the head difference, which I think looks really cool. So he's got this big giant head. It reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, like the towers in Lord of the Rings, just with the design there. And then it also reminds me of Wolverine, so it looks like Wolverine's face, and his mask and stuff. So I just think it looks pretty weird but cool at the same time there. And of course it should be Cable's face under there, but then he has this all silver armor running over his whole body, a nice red cape which has a nice like texture and detail. I don't know how well you can see that in there. It's almost like a leather detail, but running all throughout. And then I like how he has this like metallic blue color in the midsection down on the legs. He has what looks to be the A design, or at least could be the A design, similar to Apocalypse. And then just the silver running all throughout it with the spikes on the side, real spikes up there, and then little flat spikes on the side and spikes up on the shoulder, and cybernetic or metal rush running all throughout the body. So he does look really cool, that's for sure. It's definitely a cool looking figure, but just I have a lot of issues like with this figure, like just trying to get it to stand up for one, because the cape in the back is so heavy, it just constantly keeps pulling him backwards. So it's really annoying there, but he looks really cool. But we'll do the movement, so his head can twist. I doubt we'll be able to get all the way around because of the stuff on his face there hanging down, but it can twist side to side, and then it can look down that far and up that far, so you can see that joint down in there. So pretty decent movement there. Shoulders are pretty stiff, so they can come up to 90 there and rotate around within there. It's hard to get all the way around, but you can rotate. We had a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that at least bends up that far, so just about 90, with the wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch in the middle, so you can see that cutout section. So crunch forward, crunch back there, so nice crunching, and twist around at the waist just behind the belt section. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side, has a thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back at least, and then the foot's pretty stiff but can rock back and forth and twist side to side. So not horrible movements. Like I said, there's stiffness in like the shoulders and the feet, especially with those feet. It's really hard to get him to stand up, so to be able to get him to stand, I have to have his feet at an angle, so his like whole body standing up over his feet just so he doesn't fall backwards. So it doesn't work out the best, but at least he's standing. That's as much as I can say for it. At least he's standing. So like I said, really hard to get him to stand up with just his body design, and then the stiffness of the joints and everything aren't cooperating, so it doesn't work out the best for the figure. But for accessories, all he comes with is a set of fist hands. So if you don't want to have the hands that he's got on, the like claw hands or whatever there, we get a set of fists. And as I mentioned, we've already had Stryfe before in the past, so we can bring that one in. So here's the Stryfe. So not a whole lot of difference, especially the body's going to be pretty much the the same throughout it. They just changed some of the colors. You can see where it's got the metallic blue now, and here where it had all this dark gray in the middle, and then they switched out the head, which I do like the head on this one much more. I just think it looks so much cooler compared to this one where it just looks a little bit weird. This one came with a sword, this one doesn't come with anything, but everything else about it is pretty much going to be exactly the same. Like I said, they just went from the pin joints to the pinless now for this, but it just kind of stinks for the figure that I have so many issues with, like the figure itself, you know, trying to get it to stand and stuff, because it just looks so cool. And so it's a figure that, because it looks so cool, I want it to be really cool, but it just has some minor issues. So it's not the worst figure ever. You just have to mess around with it to get it to work out. And next up, we have this weird looking guy of Random, whose real name is Marshall Evan Stone III, and he sought help in controlling his protoplastic body when his mutant powers manifested when he was a kid. So he found help in Dark Beast, who would help him out in exchange for services as an operative for X Factor, and so he used his powers to grow and appear older as a bounty hunter known as Random. And his powers is the ability to automatically counter other mutant powers, as well as his body's made of a malleable protoplasmic substance that gives him enhanced strength, durability, healing factor, and can shoot protoplasmic projectiles. So I assume that's what his hand's for there. And overall, he looks cool. Like I said, it's just kind of weird and just sounds kind of weird and stuff, but he does look really cool. So he's got this all white body, so I assume it's his protoplasmic body. And as it sort of mentioned, he's a kid, and with him being able to transform his body, he makes himself appear older. So he appears like this again with the all white body. I love the tattoos. So we have this rattlesnake on his one arm, and then a heart and wings and stuff there on the other arm. I love the leather jacket. I love the red details on it. You can see the zipper details, buckles, all sorts of stuff running through there. The bandana on his head, it's a nice red bandana with the little tails hanging back, and some sunglasses, I assume, there on his face. And I like how he even gave himself like a little mustache and stuff, so like the 5 o'clock shadow. And then he's got some blue jeans on, belt around the waist, and some thick leather boots there that go all the way up, look like something out of Mad Max or whatever there. And then he's got a crazy arm there, which kind of looks like, I forget what the bugs are called, but they're kind of like wasps that build nests that kind of look like this out of like mud and stuff. So that looks kind of crazy and creepy there. I'm thinking a bug's gonna just come out of the end of it at some point. Oh, and he's got some barbed wire there around his arms too. So he's very hardcore, but just looks really cool. But also, as his name says, Random, he looks random at the same time. But let's do the movement. So his head can twist around, can twist a little side to side, hard to get around because of the collar there. And he can look down that far and then up just about that far. So he could do better movements if it wasn't for the jacket, but still pretty decent for what he's got. The shoulders can come up to 90, a little bit stiff there and hard, but it can get up close to 90 at least, and rotate around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far. Wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch in the middle there, so crunch forward, crunch back. Again, the jacket's in the way, so you could crunch more, but nice back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist. The hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. There is a shin twist down in the boot somewhere, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So he's a bigger guy, so it doesn't have the best range of movements, but still what he has works out pretty well, has pretty good range and everything, so looks pretty cool for him. And then for accessories, he doesn't come with anything, so nothing to go with him. So we just have his big blast arm there, so you can be shooting out the cannon there. As I said, can shoot out protoplasmic projectiles and stuff, so I assume that's what he's doing there with his hand, but looks pretty cool either way. Just looks, as I keep saying, he looks random. And finally, that brings us to Zero, and hopefully he's showing up on the camera here. But Zero is an ambient energy dampening actualization module, also known as Atom Unit Zero, and he's a peacekeeping programmable android weapon that was forced to become the servant of Stryfe and used as his bodyguard and teleporter, so he goes along with Stryfe. And he's an android made of artificial metals that can fly and create portals through space and time, so that's pretty much all he's used for. So it kind of reminds me a lot of like Vision and stuff, but without the ability to think and all that sort of stuff. But he is Zero here, so it's just an all white body, so just an all white android body as it's supposed to be, and then has the Zero on his face and on his chest. And I think it said something about like that's when he's able to use his powers or something, if it's there or if it disappears. I can't remember the connection, but I know it's either there or not, and when it's there it means something, and if it's not it means the opposite. So I assume when it's there it means he can use his powers. But it looks pretty cool. But like I said, just a basic all white body, no distinct head or anything. It has the head shape but no features to it, and you see that some cheeks and chin there, but that's about it, with the circle on it, and then the circle on the all white chest, and then the body, just pretty standard body. But I hate it again because it's got the weird feet on the bigger, thicker body there, so it kind of sticks out. It looks like he's got cankles, and have a little bit of issues getting him to stand up, and it does look like one leg's longer than the other once again, so a little bit of issues standing him, but otherwise it just looks like an all white body. But we'll do the movements. So the head can twist all the way around, it can look down that far and up that far. So yeah, this should definitely have the best since it's got no features to get in the way there. Shoulders can come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, and the wrist can twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch in the middle, so you can crunch forward, crunch back, so nice crunching there, twist all the way around at the waist, hip can come up to 90 and out to the side, thigh twist all the way around, double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, a shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot joint is real stiff but can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So it's definitely on an older body because of the pin joints, so he doesn't have the best range of movements, but it's still pretty decent. Like I said, he doesn't really have any features, so nothing to really get in the way or anything, but he works out just fine and has no major issues. Now accessory wise, he just has some fist hands on, so he comes with a set of open flat palm hands, maybe for like creating the portals or something, not sure, but he does come with some flat palm hands. And then the coolest thing with this set is him being able to create portals, so we get another portal. So we have a portal like that came with that one Doctor Strange figure, but looks pretty cool, and this time it's just all in yellow and has some nice black details down here at the bottom, so he can create these portals. So he can create a portal for Stryfe to come out of and transport through time, as it said. So pretty cool that he comes with it. Don't really know exactly how to use it for his powers and stuff, but it's cool that he creates portals, and they gave us this portal, so we have another one of these to use and put on the shelf. So another fun thing to add, but pretty cool to add Zero to our collection as well. Well, that's it for our Marvel Legends X-Men 5-pack, where we got a lot of random figures, but cool figures at the same time. So in this, we got Vertigo, Pretty Boy, Stryfe, Random, and Zero. All 5 pretty good figures. Like I said, they're kind of different and unique, not necessarily characters we need. It's cool to get Stryfe in the upgraded body, so always awesome to have him. Just wish his body worked out a little bit more, and cool to add Pretty Boy into our Reavers. But the other 3 are just characters we don't necessarily need, but awesome to add them now with our X-Men collection. So let me know what you thought of the figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. Well, and thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.